friends, welcome back to my channel for another video. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I teach my kindergartner. I have refilmed this like 6 times now and I cannot even say it. How I teach my kindergartner math. So, if you're interested to see how I teach my kindergartner math, stay tuned.
Deep in the shadows, I know it's hard.
So I mentioned in a video I posted a couple of weeks ago that my 5-year-old had been kind of sort of doing the Good and the Beautiful math level K. However, I did mention that this just was not going very well, and not that there's anything wrong with this curriculum. It's just that my 5-year-old isn't quite ready for this yet. I do feel like it is quite advanced. And my 5-year-old isn't there yet for this curriculum. I will say that we definitely will pick this back up at some point, probably, you know, in this school year, but for the moment, it's just not working for her where she's at in her math and her numbers. So, I shared in that video that instead what her and I do for math and numbers, I'm sorry, my dog is right here trying to find a ball, and he's... Sven, no, don't come up. Stop. Stay where you are. Don't you jump over here. There's too much stuff. You can't jump over here. And I mentioned in that video that instead of her and I sitting down to do, you know, book work and learn numbers this way, here he comes to find the ball. Instead of her and I sitting down to do book work for, you know, to learn numbers, what we do is play games. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys different resources that I use to teach my 5-year-old math. There she is. Different books, different games, and just a few different bits and bobs that we have that her and I utilize together to learn numbers and math. So let's jump right in. Alright, so first of all, I have this, it's like a mathematics puzzle sort of thing. It is from the Learning Journey. I will try and find this on Amazon to link it down below if I can. Again, if you don't know, I live in New Zealand, so these games might be very different for you if you're in the United States. I'm sure you would have access to them somehow, probably on Amazon. I got this particular one secondhand, so I don't know where it's from or anything like that. So how I use this with my 5-year-old is that she will count up however many things there are and then find the number that obviously corresponds to that. And then it does get a bit more intricate. For example, here's one. So she would, you know, have to figure that out and then find the number. And there's also subtraction ones. We're not really there yet. She's still very much in the process of learning what her numbers look like. So we just use this as, you know, count the butterflies, find the number 5, and that's what we do for this game. And that, you know, it's very easy, very fun, and engaging for her. The next one, and this is probably her favorite game that we have, is this one's also from the Learning Journey. It is called Pick Your Chickens. This is a very preschool level game. It is 3+. How you play this one, it's kind of like a, you know, not really bingo, but everyone gets a board like this. And then it's like a memory match game. So you'd lie out all of your little chicken cards upside down, and then you have to count the chicks. So, you know, for example, you know, oh, 6. Okay, do I have 6 on my board? No, I don't. And then you flip the card back down, and then whoever does have 6 on their board can go and try and find it. This is a really, really great one because your child is counting, is this going to focus? Because your child counts the chickens and then tries to see if they have that number on their board. So, you know, they're directly corresponding how many 3 looks like in their mind, you know, and then finding, oh yeah, I do have that number. My 5-year-old really, really enjoys this game. It's probably her favorite math game that we play together. However, losing a game for a 5-year-old is never much fun, so she usually wins. The next sort of preschool level game that I like to play with my 5-year-old is this card game right here. It's called Number Snap, and it is from the Green Board Game Co. Again, I'll try and find all of these if they're on Amazon and link them down below. So Snap, I never played this when I was in the United States, so I don't know if Snap is like even a game there, to be honest. But basically, you know, you deal out all the cards and then you, well, that doesn't have anything on it. And then, oh, you know, here, 3, so whoever has the number 3, if it gets snapped down, then they would get to keep, gosh, I'm not explaining this very well. So this game is fun because it has a few different options of how you can play this. I make this very, very simple for my 5-year-old. There is definitely ways to make it more difficult. For example, you have the number written there in a word form. We do not use this. She's 5. I just totally take all of these out of the deck and we don't play with them. Instead, we use the actual numbers. And so you have all of your numbers, and then there are a few different options for the Snap. There are apples, bees, and then kites. Generally, when her and I play this, I will just pick the bees and the numbers, and so we quickly snap them. I'll try and put some footage in of how to play this game because I'm not explaining this very well at all. But if you know how to play Snap, then you know what I'm trying to say here. Yeah, so I make that very simple. Again, like I said, taking out all of the word cards. This is totally up to you. So yeah, this is a good one just for that number recognition. Again, like I said, my 5-year-old is very much still recognizing what the numbers look like. So I find this one's very good for that, like, quick, you know, you have to know what your number looks like in order to beat mom. So this is quite a good one for that. And you could also play this as like a memory match game, if this will focus. No? Okay, maybe. You can also play this as like a memory match. So, you know, find 4 B's and then you find the number 4 and that's a match, and yeah. So anyways, I do like this, and it's quite a versatile card game. This is one that I can just throw in the bag and take, you know, while she's waiting for her big sisters to finish their sports and stuff like that. So it's quite a good, easy one to travel with, which I also like. Okay, the next game I've got here is Bus Stop, and this is from Orchard Toys. Again, I'll try and link this down below. This is probably, ooh, would it be bold to say this is our favorite math game? Would you guys say this is our favorite math game?
No.
No? What would be your favorite math game?
Sushi Go.
Sushi Go. Well, let's assume Sushi Go's logic. Would this be your favorite math game?
What?
Is this your favorite math game?
It's not my favorite math game.
Oh, okay. It's no one's favorite math game.
Maybe yours.
Maybe it's my favorite math game. Okay, anyway. So this game here is such a fun one for the littlies. It says ages 4 to 8, but I mean, anyone can play this. It comes with all these pieces which will make your road, and it kind of fits together like a puzzle, and then everyone playing gets a bus. So this game has 2 dice that you play with. The red one signifies the amount of people that are either getting on or off your bus, and the white one is how many spaces you're moving. So on the game board, it has either addition or subtraction. So when your bus lands on the addition, then whatever you've rolled on the red dice, you have to add that many people to your bus, and so on. So and vice versa, when you land on the takeaway, then you have to take away however many people were on the red dice. So this is quite a tricky game. It can kind of muster up a lot of different emotions because right off the bat, you might have a full bus, right? You might have already filled up your bus all the way, but then you land on a subtraction symbol, and you have to take everybody out of your bus. And to be honest, my kids don't like having to do that, especially my 5-year-old. So this one can bring up some issues, but again, you know, when it's just her and I playing, this is a great one for recognizing what subtraction and addition symbols look like, as well as, you know, being able to count the numbers on the dice, how many spaces she needs to move, and how many people she needs to put on and off of her bus. On a more preschool level, this is one that I played quite a lot with my 5-year-old last year when she was still 4. I don't know what this game is called, because I don't have the box anymore, but it is by Orchard Toys as well. And basically you just get these little dinosaur boards. And this is really good because it has color recognition as well as shape recognition. So my 5-year-old and I would just lie all of these pieces out, whether it's the shapes or the colors. There are shapes in here somewhere. they're in there. Oh yeah, they're in there. They're in there. So you would lie them all out, whether you're doing the shapes or, you know, or the color. Basically kind of like a memory match game as well. This again is totally up to you. There's a few different ways you can, you know, play this. Very similar to the Pick Your Chickens, except doing numbers. These are shapes. Really cool for your dinosaur lovers if you have little people who like dinosaurs, and really great for that preschool age color recognition and shape recognition as well. And another way I like to use this is, you know, is kind of as a bingo game where I will be the caller and I'll say, oh, can you find a rectangle? And then, you know, she'll search, can she find a rectangle? If she can, awesome, she can put it there. So it's getting to know the names of these shapes as well. To go along with this dinosaur game, another resource that I have on hand here is, what are these called? Pattern blocks. So these are, I mean, these are resources that every age can use. My older daughters use these as well. And, you know, they're just literally plastic shapes. I have put these in my daughter's math boxes to go along with their The Good and the Beautiful Math. Okay, yeah, wow. And these are so great, so versatile. My 5-year-old also plays with these often. You know, you can make so many different creations with these. So these are a really good one to just lie out for my 5-year-old. For, you know, when I'm working with her older sisters, I'll ask her, hey, can you make, you know, a cat with these shapes and stuff like that. And there's so many amazing free printables online. The Waldock Way has a lot of these available of free printouts that you can get for your kids that they can use these pattern blocks to make different creations with. Another great game for your preschoolers is this game right here, Let's Go Fishing. I actually bought this for specific for our Gather Round Oceans unit, but it is so good for learning numbers, and it was so great for my 5-year-old when we were doing the Oceans unit this last term. So again, this can be like a go fish game, or it could be like a memory, oh, is this going to focus? Or it could be like a memory sort of game where you lie all the cards out. I like this because, again, it has 6 stars, you know, and then the number 6 in the corner. So it's great for that number recognition, you know, seeing what the number looks like and then actually seeing, you know, yeah, you get what I'm trying to say. I really like having card games like this on hand because they're so easy to just throw in a bag and take, you know, when we're waiting around at sports and stuff like that. So highly recommend that one. Again, so great for your children learning what those numbers look like and for that number recognition. Next up, I have Uno Junior. Uno is one that we play so often in our house. My older daughters love a good game of Uno. Okay, Uno is a family favorite, and so Uno Junior is perfect for my 5-year-old because she's not really at an age where she can play Uno with the whole family. It is, yeah, pretty specific for my older daughters, but Uno Junior she can join in on. It's the exact same as Uno, except it is numbers and animals. So if your child doesn't know their numbers yet, they, you know, instead of naming the number, you can say giraffe, because all the giraffes will have the number 3 on them. So instead of having to match all of the numbers up, you can match the animals, just to make it easier for those younger ones who don't have a full grasp on what their numbers look like yet. And of course also colors, you know, yeah. Yes, so this is a great one, and I love that it's one that my 5-year-old can join in on because she does sometimes feel left out when we're playing Uno. It's the original Uno just is a little bit too too difficult for her, but Uno Junior is not, and I love that it has the colors as well as the numbers, and amazing for that number recognition. Okay, next up, this one is, it says 6+ on it, but the way that my 5-year-old and I play it is very, very simple. This is IC10 from Learning Resources. Again, I bought this specific to go with our Oceans unit because I like having games related to our to our gather round units. Oopsies. So how this works is basically like a memory match game as well. You have all these different little creatures on on the back here, and then when you flip them, they all have numbers on the back. So for example, 8, what is that, 6, 3. Now normally this game is called IC10 because you would flip them over and then you have to, you know, using mental math, you add up, oh, 7 and 3. And the first person to say IC10 gets to have those cards. I do not play it like that with my 5-year-old. I make this very, very simple. So while it may say 6+ on the box, you can, you know, mix and match how you play this game to suit your child. So how her and I do it is we just find the matching numbers. So we'll flip them over just like a memory match. Oh, 8 and 8. Yay, I found a pair. I get to keep that pair. And then whoever has the most pairs at the end wins. And I do like it because not all of the 8s have the same sea creatures on the back. They are always different. So I really like this game for the number recognition as well. And so that game is great because you can change how it's played. You don't have to follow the rules. But I do like that I can make it to suit my 5-year-old as well as my older kids when we are playing it properly and playing the actual IC10. The next game we have for my preschooler / kindergartner is Sum Swap. This is by Learning Resources as well. I saw this one recommended by Abby from Rooted in Rest, and I was like, I have to get that game. It looked amazing, and it is. I highly recommend this. One of my daughters just before said that this was their favorite math game. It is a good one. I truly enjoy this. It is great for addition and subtraction. So good for my 5-year-old as well. Even when we're playing all together, you can have 4 players play this. There's 4 pieces. And when we play the 4 of us, my 5-year-old is also able to win. So, you know, it's not like there's an unfair advantage or anything like that. She is able to beat her older sisters at this math game, and she really enjoys that. This is one that her and I can play just together or with everyone. So basically this one, and I will put the footage in here for you guys to see as well, but you have a big game board, boom, 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 and then you have 3 dice. Now there are 2 number dice, and there is 1 dice that has addition and subtraction on it. So when you roll the dice, so, you know, I got a 5 and a 2 and an addition sign. Okay, well then you move 7 spaces. So this game is quite a quick one. You know, when you're able to move 7 spaces, it goes pretty fast. There are different things on the board. Like, for example, if you land on evens, then you have to try and roll an even number, and then you're allowed to move again. This game can be super duper fast, which I enjoy. It's like a quick, you know, a quick little math game when you don't have very much time for a whole math situation. So yes, that is one of our favorites, and it is my 7-year-old's favorite, she mentioned to me before. Next up, one we got for Christmas this year is Pop to the Shops by Orchard Toys. This one, what's the age? It says 5 to 9. This one is slightly more difficult for my 5-year-old, I will admit, but she is still able to play it. And again, there's not really an unfair advantage. This one comes with these coins that you have to have. It's almost like, kind of like Monopoly in a way, but it's like a simpler version. So again, just like the bus stop, it comes with all the pieces that you put together like a puzzle, and then You have your game piece that you move around the board, and you also, everybody is given a certain amount of money at the start. So that's why it kind of reminds me of Monopoly. So everybody gets a little shopping basket, and the aim of the game is to fill up your shopping basket before somebody else does. So the whole goal is you're popping to the shops. You have to pick up a card, for example, oh, balloons. Okay, then you have to figure out whose shop is selling balloons. So who's selling balloons? Okay, the blue store is selling balloons. So then you would try and make your way across the board to get to the balloon store, and then you have to make sure you have enough money to actually buy the balloons. So it can be quite tricky, and at times it can take a very long time because you are having to wait for someone to land on your shop to give you money so that you can buy the thing that you want to buy to put in your basket. So yeah, it can be kind of tedious and it can actually take a long time. This is not one of my favorite games. And yeah, like I said, for the reason that it involves, you know, coins and money and waiting, it is a slightly more difficult one for my 5-year-old, but it is one that she's able to play with all of us when we are playing it, which is good. And again, it's not an unfair advantage to her. So that is pretty much it for my math-specific games that my 5-year-old and I are able to play together. However, I do have some more resources to show you guys. So I want to, you know, share with you that all of these games I just showed you, you do not have to have those to teach your 5-year-old math. You don't have to have anything. You could go outside and count leaves or rocks or sticks. You know, there are endless possibilities when it comes to teaching your preschooler or your early kindergartner. There are endless possibilities. So a couple of resources that I also like to use are like the simplest things, and you're probably gonna be like, what? But okay, the first one I have to show you is Barrel of Monkeys. I mean, I'm sure everyone has one of these lying around, so old school, but this is one that you can just lie out. You know, lie them out, you know, or hang them up as you're supposed to. Oh, I've got 2 in this hand. And, okay, hang on, bear with me. I've got 2 in this hand and 3 in this hand. How many monkeys do I have all together? And then your child can count them, and they are learning math. So simple and easy. I really like these Barrel of Monkeys for teaching math skills. Next up, the next resource I have are counting bears. These ones, I mean, classic counting bears. Great for color recognition, size recognition. My bears, there's like 3 different size categories as well as all the different colors. 3 in a pile here and 2 in a pile here. Let's count all these bears. How many do we have all together? So I love number bears. I still use these, not number bears, counting bears, I think. Counting bears. I still use these for my older daughters sometimes. And so not only is this good for teaching that early numeracy, but also for my 7-year-old is going to be getting into multiplication soon. And these are going to really come in handy when it comes to teaching older children multiplication as well. So I love counting bears. They are like an essential piece in my homeschool. Next up, on the exact same level as that, I've got a container full of plastic bugs. All right, let's find 2 flies, okay? I've got 1 fly in this hand and 1 fly in this hand. How many flies do I have all together? Yay, you're right, it's 2. So yeah, I really like these little insects for counting. And then on the exact same you know, thing, I've got a container of sea creatures, and it's the exact same thing. Okay, if I have 3 sea creatures on this side and 2 sea creatures on that side, how many sea creatures do I have all together? So, you know, incorporating different resources, different, what's the fancy word for it? Manipulatives. Incorporating different math manipulatives for your young children is so much more fun than sitting down and, you know, looking at numbers in a book or writing numbers in a book, in my opinion. And so those are some different resources that, no wait, I have more. So this game here, this is called Burger Balance. This is one that we got for Christmas as well. It's kind of like Jenga, except you're stacking a burger. So you start, you know, if you're playing it properly, the game is to stack a burger. However, that is not how my 5-year-old and I use it for teaching numeracy. This is like, let's make a burger. Okay, here's our burger. Can you please find me 3 meat patties to put on it? And then she'll find, you know, she'll have to count. Okay, great. 3 meat patties. Nice. Okay, we've got 3 patties. Now can you find me 1 pickle? Okay, nice. and so on. You know, it's got pickles, tomatoes, bacon, cheese, lettuce. So this is a really, again, hands-on, you know, manipulative, fun thing to change it up. You know, she's working on her listening skills as well as counting these things. So that is a fun one. Again, you know, like, the possibilities are endless. You do not have to have all these fancy, elaborate games to teach your young children. The next one I have here is Pancake Pile Up. This was another one we got for Christmas. Again, this is not like a math-specific game. However, it can be used to teach your little ones math. So this is actually a relay race game. The whole idea is that you race back and forth to stack your pancakes, and whoever stacks the pancake correctly, according to the card, is then the winner. Whoever stacks them correctly without it falling and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. I do enjoy the, you know, actual relay racing part of this game. However, for teaching math, that is not how we use it. Because it comes with these cute little pancakes, we are able to use it for math. Again, just as math manipulatives. You know, we'll play like pancake shops, and I'll come to her shop and say, yeah, could I please order a stack of 5 pancakes? Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you know, she has to count out how many pancakes are going on my plate. And you know, I mean, the ideas for using this to teach math are endless, honestly. Can I please have 1 pancake with strawberries and 2 pancakes with blueberries? Oh, okay, well, here's 1 with strawberries. Oh, and here's 2 with blueberries. There you go. And how many do I have all together? Oh, well, you've got 3, you know. I just wanted to show you guys, you know, a few different ideas and to let you know that you do not have to have math-specific games in order to teach your children. Like I said, you know, going outside in nature, picking up leaves and counting them, you know, sorting them into different piles. These ones are orange, these ones are green, these ones are red. How many do we have all together? You know, rocks, twigs, anything. Like, nature is such a great tool for teaching our children early numeracy skills. You do not have to have all of this fancy stuff. Okay, another resource that is not specifically a game, but is one that I have used to teach my youngest daughter math, are these beautiful Play-Doh mats. These are from twinkle.co.nz. I don't know if you guys in the States have Twinkle, so I'm not sure if it's like a New Zealand specific thing or what, but I'm sure you could find something like this potentially on Teachers Pay Teachers or somewhere free, I'm sure. So, you know, easy peasy. You put out some Play-Doh for your child, and the whole idea is that they can roll up, oh look, this is the number 2, and this is what 2 looks like. So I would have her, you know, with her Play-Doh shape out the number 2, and then also roll 2 balls to, you know, see what that actually, bless you, to see what that looks like. For the most part, I just sort of put these out and let her play with it how she sees fit. It's still helping her numeracy skills. She's still visually seeing what these numbers look like, even if she's not, you know, doing exactly what I said, like, here, shape the number 7. So there we go. And even another thing I've done before is incorporating this along with my counting bears. So I will put out my counting bears on, you know, I'll put out 9 so that she can see, and then I'll, you know, you can do this with the bugs or, you know, with anything with rocks from outside. Lying them out on these circles so that your child can see, oh, yeah, this is 10. And oh, look, if I took away 2, let's find the number. How many would I have left? Oh, perfect. And then, yeah, you get the idea, you guys. So anyways, what I'm trying to say is that teaching early numeracy does not have to be hard. So yes, I highly recommend these. I just printed these out myself on board stock and laminated them, and they were free on twinkle.co.nz. I don't know if you guys in the States would be able to use that website, but I will link it down below for you anyways. Okay, and then finally, off the topic of games, I also really like to read math-related books to my 5-year-old. So one, well, I've got 2 here, but I mean, you can like find so many different math-related books at your local library, I'm sure. This one here, Peekaboo, Penguin, Numbers and Counting. I really like this book because it's showing your child visually what these numbers look like, you know. So, okay, it's breakfast time. Peekaboo wants 2 pieces of toast. Can you find 2 pieces of toast? Oh, great. And how many eggs are on the table? Oh, amazing. How many cups of orange juice are on the table? And so on and so forth. And I mean, it just carries on, you know, there are so many of these beautiful math books out there for young children. So not only are you reading a book to your child, but you're also teaching them that early numeracy as well. I thoroughly appreciate math books. I think that they're a great tool, especially for our younger learners. Another one here, which randomly my 5-year-old picked out from the library herself, and I was like, oh, that's such a beautiful book. What a good idea. Baby Bear Counts 1. This was such a nice book. I really enjoyed reading this to her the other day. And I enjoyed it so much because it has this beautiful story that goes along with it. Oh, Baby Bear Counts 1. Okay, great. There's this beautiful story. It's obviously autumn. The bears are getting ready for hibernation. Oh, how many beavers can Baby Bear count? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, great. And so on and so forth. Yes, and it goes all the way up to 10 until the bears are finally in their den for the winter to hibernate. And I just thought that was so cute. And then the end, it was too many to count. Thoroughly enjoyed that book. But like, again, possibilities are endless. There are so many math and numeracy books out there for your little ones. Really, really recommend reading math-specific books to your little people. Finally, the last thing I have here, this is called my first maths book. It's by STEM. I'm not sure. I don't know if I'll be able to link this down below. This was, again, here in New Zealand. This was from the warehouse. I'm pretty sure I got this from, perhaps. But basically this book, it's not like a sit down and learn math book, but it's one that we can take places. It's very colorful. It's very, very beautiful illustrations. Basically a counting book. In a nutshell, that's what it is. Okay, happy hens. Each happy hen lays eggs that match its feathers. Which hen has laid the most? Ooh, okay, let's figure out which hen has laid the most. And then, you know, the next question is, how many eggs will the farmer collect? Let's figure it out. So, you know, then she'll count all of the eggs and so on and so forth. Right, how many, you know, yeah, you get the idea. It does get harder. And here, okay, here for example, here's a maze. And it's got like subtraction and addition problems. We have never gotten this far yet. We do stay at the beginning of the book, or I just will change up how we use this. I know where she's at in her math, and I know what she's able to do and what she's not. Oh, how many sheep are there? You know, how many eggs do we need to make pancakes? Yada yada. So yes, this book does get harder as it goes through, but you can adapt it to suit your child. And I just love, I love all of the pictures in here. It is so, so beautiful. All right, you guys, that is all of the math-specific resources I have to share with you guys, and just a little bit on how I teach my 5-year-old math and early numeracy. And just to sort of sum up here, her and I play math games every day. She is able to choose from any of the resources that we have. And again, this could be as simple as like going outside and picking up sticks and counting them. Going outside and, you know, writing numbers with chalk, or drawing on, you know, with chalk outside and then counting how many things we've drawn, different things like that. You know, it doesn't need to be elaborate. You don't need to spend a lot of money on games or special fancy resources. Just make it fun is the main thing that I would say. Make it fun, make it interactive and interesting for your little ones. Also, you know, really let them take the lead on it. You know, if they're not feeling like doing math that day, maybe they're really tired from their reading lesson or something like that. I personally never push her to, you know, or force her to do something math related. I do really want her to be able to take the lead and decide what she wants to play, what she wants to focus on. I do expect at some point that we will get back into the Good and the Beautiful math level K, but for now, we are focusing on making math fun, on making it interactive, and, you know, on making it a memorable, happy experience. Because I don't know about you, but I hated math growing up. I still don't like math now. And, you know, maybe if I had been taught math in a different way, maybe it wouldn't be that way for me. So anyways, that is just my 2 cents. Make it fun. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be expensive. I hope you have found something of value in this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!
Deep in the shadows, I know it's hard.